I'm going to do a quick switch here, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about our second essay assignment coming up. So give me a sec. All right. So, quick rundown of our second essay assignment coming up. You're going to have thesis statement due on Wednesday the 4th. Feel free to run those by me earlier. Going to have rough draft due Saturday, November 21st. Final draft due Wednesday the 2nd. So we've got more than a month in this process coming up. And you know me, I like to stretch out that process so we can really take a good hard look at those phases along the way. The more time we spend on those, the more time we look at those different steps in the essay writing process, the better your final result's going to be. So we've got that going on. I've got a bunch of topics here. Please note I'm saying choose from weeks 6 through 11 or so. Anything earlier than that, that's pretty much first essay territory. And start with a topic or like a text that you really like. Has some questions about it, build a rough thesis, and then some supports from the text. That includes examples, quotations, then revise your thesis. So to keep that in mind here, pick one or two texts that you really are interested in, and think about what it is that interests you about them. There are so many different possibilities. And again, sometimes people want to send me multiple thesis statements. I am so okay with that. You can hit me with them ahead of time through Remind or through Inbox, get my feedback. I know they're going to be rough. I know they're not going to have that smoothness at the beginning, and I'm okay with that, and you should be too. The smoothness is a paint job issue, and we can't get obsessed with that yet because right now we are still building the car and dropping in the engine. We've got more important things to worry about. And it should have an argumentative interpretation, and I've given you some topics that you could work on: early American identity, American philosophy, 19th century feminism, neoclassical style, transcendentalism, the American Revolution, the Enlightenment, 19th century short stories, slave literature and abolition, dark romanticism. Lots of good stuff to look at here. Sometimes people want to take a text and apply it to something that's very contemporary and do intertextuality. That's what we in the English major like to say instead of compare and contrast, because it sounds cooler and it sounds smarter. For audience and purpose, do keep in mind that you can assume that your reader has read the works, so summary should not really be present in it at all. I mean, you're going to have to talk about certain elements of the text or texts you use in those body paragraphs, but that's about it. Here's a very important checklist. You got to go beyond class notes and discussion. If you're just repeating what we've discussed or what I've put into the lectures, you got to think about a way to really push forward past that. You already know I love hearing myself speak, but it's about you building your own original take on it. So that's going to be super important. Have at least one literary term in your thesis statement. This is really important too, because this will help you avoid falling into that summary trap. Signal phrases we've talked about, triac structure, all that good stuff. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. Once you've got a rough working thesis and you've got evidence, build those body paragraphs first. Don't worry about the intro conclusion until the very, very last. That's the icing on the cake. You're not going to win the game by having just, a bang up intro. People burn hours and hours and hours trying to make that intro amazing. You're going to have a better sense of how to build that intro after you've written those body paragraphs. And honestly, with that triac model, just to remind you, I strongly recommend that you write out the illustration or the quotation first, and then the analysis of it, This quotation helps the reader understand. This quotation demonstrates that. And from there, it becomes really easy to build that topic sentence. I'm going to need a works cited page. I'm seeing a few issues with that on that first set. I'll be sure to go over it. Here we've got some wonderful prompts on the end. I'm not going to read them all out to you because I know you can do this. You will find this under Learning Materials, Module 10. And I'll repost it for week 11 too, so you can have it in more than one place. But you can talk about Providence, a bunch of other people. Oh, a lot of these are actually, they start off a little bit early, but that's okay. But then we get into the founding fathers. Subjectivity in Emerson or Hawthorne or Irving or Poe could be really important. Again, that links back to those ideas of the internal life or the internal reality that the transcendentalists and the romanticists found so compelling. I feel like I'm just going over stuff in a very roundabout fashion now. Make sure you have these dates in mind. Put them down in your calendar, your planner. And I hope to see you really soon. Thanks a lot for watching.